TwoBit was one character that brought an original Power feeling back to Power Book 2 Ghost and is one of the remaining few characters left from Power. But after a brief role in the last half of the season, what's next for TwoBit in Season 2 of Power Book 2 Ghost? I'm talking all things TwoBit, so welcome back to MovieBot. Let's talk about Power Book 2 Ghost, TwoBit.
I give a fuck about your life story. I want my fucking money.
I see you already got Ghost Rolex. That's all I got for now.
Fuck out of here. What's that, your lunch money?
So I hope you're all doing great this morning and welcome back to another character breakdown for Season 2 What to Expect video, and this time talking all things Francis Johnson, TwoBit. And if you missed my video on Tariq, then I'll link the video down below and I will be going through each and every character, so if you haven't done so already, remember to smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel and you want to see everything Power Universe related. But let's talk about TwoBit and his role in Power Book 2 Ghost, especially in the last half of the season, because we saw him being released from prison in episode 6 with the help of Davis McLean, and a lot of you guys in the comment section thought that he could be brothers, but they're definitely not brothers, and this was cleared up by Courtney Kemp as well. But TwoBit was released from prison after making a deal with Cooper Saxe and actually giving him no information on his way out either. We know from the last few episodes of the original Power series that TwoBit could have easily made a deal with Blanca Rodriguez to get himself a deal with the amount of information that he knew, but he kept quiet and didn't say a word. Now Tommy even acknowledged this and knew TwoBit kept quiet and dispatched us Spanky, who snitched, so we knew TwoBit definitely wouldn't be snitching when he was put on the stand, otherwise he'd suffer the same fate as his little friend over here. And I will say TwoBit really brought a breath of fresh air to the show, and it needed something like this. TwoBit's return, especially after a long mid-season break of over 2 months or so, and it brought the original Power feelings back to Power Book 2 Ghost. And some were a little disappointed in the comment section that TwoBit didn't play much of a role in the season finale, and I was too, but it leaves a lot of unfinished storylines for Season 2, especially with Tariq and TwoBit, and I do think he'll have a bigger role to play in Season 2. Now that they've got the old storylines out of the way, they can focus on the TARDIS, Tariq and TwoBit, and finally head into a completely new direction with the show with TwoBit's character. I mean, TwoBit's character, he can really go in any direction with his relationship with Tariq. Could he meet the TARDIS? Could he be killed off? Could he even still leave and join Tommy in Chicago or LA? I'm going to touch on all of these points as the video goes on, but let's start with his relationship with Tariq. TwoBit and Tariq came face to face for the first time in the Power universe, and it was at Stansfield where TwoBit told him he wants 24k. He asked for another 50k after saving his life at Stansfield, and this is something we're yet to see being played out because it wasn't mentioned at all in the season finale. TwoBit and Tariq's relationship is really interesting because they've never come face to face before episode 8 of Power Book 2 Ghost, but I do think they'll work together in the future in season 2, and I say this because I think it's already been foreshadowed how TwoBit could be helping Tariq. TwoBit told Tariq to wipe down the pipe after he killed Bars, and I do think they were foreshadowing TwoBit being this mentor for Tariq in the streets, someone who Tariq can use as muscle and learn from, because Courtney Kemp did say that Tariq, he's had teachers before learning his ways through Kanan, Tommy, Ghost and Tasha, but now I think he's going to be learning a little bit from TwoBit. I also mentioned this yesterday in my previous video talking about Tariq, but Tariq, he can really do with some muscle behind him because we saw him struggling dealing with Bars, and it's a part of his process, him learning and him progressing throughout the course of Power Book 2 Ghost, and we'll see him being able to handle himself a lot better as the season goes on, and he'll learn from TwoBit and Kane as well. So talking about the TARDIS, will TwoBit ever meet or come face to face with any of the TARDIS such as Kane or Monet or Drew? Now Courtney Kemp's comments when she was talking about Lorenzo, when he finds out a bit more information about Tariq's past, who his father was, he'll start to connect some dots, and maybe could he connect some dots, and maybe could he know TwoBit as well. We know that Monet won't know shit about TwoBit because she's from Brooklyn, but Lorenzo on the other hand, as he starts to learn more about Tariq, and as we start to learn a bit more about the Tarda backstory and dive deep into the Tarda backstory, could we learn about a time where they could have crossed paths? Now I don't know which prison TwoBit was in, which prison Lorenzo was in, so I'm sure one of you guys in the comment section will be able to tell me, and everybody else as well, but if they were locked up in the same prison, then at some point they could have crossed paths with each other. So TwoBit's character is really interesting now because they're all in Queens, they're all going to want to mark their territory, and how will Tariq juggle selling for the TARDIS, doing his schoolwork and keeping TwoBit happy? I initially thought Tommy could be the new connect for Monet after she shot Rico. That was her connect gone, so she still needs a new connect, and I wonder whether TwoBit could play some sort of role in helping Monet with a new connect, and that's how they could all be tied in together. Now on the other hand, we do have the small matter of Lil Guap still being alive, so could we have a situation where TwoBit could actually be working with Lil Guap instead, possibly go up against the TARDIS? Although Lil Guap does have Dre sort of vibes to him, but he is someone that TwoBit can control, have power over, and is someone that will follow decisions. So there are just so many directions they can take TwoBit's character and so many ways in which they can integrate him into the storyline, so it is really difficult to kind of put your finger on what his role could be for season 2. But one thing is certain is he won't be linking up with Tommy anytime soon. It doesn't mean that he won't eventually move over to Power Book 4 Force and link up with Tommy anytime in the future, because with this Power universe now, I do think any characters can cross over and be on any shows apart from Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, because that's rewinding time back to the late 1980s and 1990s. So I do think Tommy and TwoBit could be reunited at some point, and I was actually surprised that he wasn't the one who made the call to Tommy to let him know what happened in court, or maybe he did and we just didn't see it, and they could address it in season 2, but I'd be surprised if TwoBit didn't hear anything about Tommy's return, and if we had a conversation between Tariq and TwoBit talking about Tommy, especially after Tommy faked his death, and his death is probably going to be all over the news, so TwoBit would have definitely known Tommy was back in town and caused up a shitstorm. I hope he knows that Tommy isn't dead and they do link up at some point in the future, because this is the Power universe now. It's huge, and honestly, who's to say that Tommy didn't go and visit TwoBit after the graveyard in the season finale, and that's how they could start off his spin-off. Or if they start off with a scene with Tommy and TwoBit, the possibilities with TwoBit's character is endless. They can take it in any direction they really wanted to, and I'm glad they brought TwoBit back. It put the original Power feel back to Power Book 2 Ghost from episode 6 onwards, and I do hope we see more of him in season 2. But I just wonder how they'll integrate him into the storyline with the TARDIS and everybody else, but let's wait and see, and let's wait and find out. Now the final point I wanted to touch on was, some people did also comment and say TwoBit's a dead man, Kane will kill him, or they want Tariq to take him out, and I've never really understood this, because TwoBit, he is one of the realest characters of Power. He's never been a snitch, he's always kept it real, and he is an OG, which can offer so much to the Power Book 2 Ghost. I do think he'll back off Tariq sooner or later. Tariq will find a way of making him back off, or they'll probably end up working together, but I've never understood some people wanting him to be killed off, and if you do, then fair enough, just let me know in the comment section as to why. But personally, I don't think TwoBit has run his course just yet. We have to remember that Courtney Kemp said about characters earning their deaths, and has TwoBit earned his death on the show yet? Personally, I don't think so. I think he's got a long way to go. But if any of you guys have any ideas or theories surrounding TwoBit's character, then just drop them down below in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on TwoBit and where you think his character is going. Could he meet the TARDIS? What's his relationship with Tariq going to look like going into season 2? And if you're new to the channel, guys, remember to smash the subscribe button as well as giving this video a thumbs up. And tomorrow I'm going to be back breaking down, moving on to the TARDIS, starting with Lorenzo Tarda, breaking his character down and what to expect in season 2. So for the next few days I will be talking about the Tarda family, so if you have any thoughts on the TARDIS, then make sure you drop them down below in the comment section as well. But anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed the video, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.